Yo, what's going on, guys? Today, in this video, we're going to be talking about some information for Scream 7 that has came out almost a week ago. And some information that, you know, it was surprising to me when I first found out about it. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. As you can tell by the title, you know what I'm going to be talking about. And so before we get into that, if anyone who's watching this is new, if you're new, like, subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, we're just going to dive right into this. So Neve Campbell has returned to Scream 7 as Sidney Prescott, and Kevin Williamson is going to be directing Scream 7. And like I said, this was shocking news when I found out about this. And, you know, unexpected for sure. And, you know, Kevin Williamson being the director, because Kevin Williamson was the writer for Scream 1, 2, and 4. And so for him to come back, not as the writer, he's not coming back as the writer, but he's coming back as the director. You know, it's awesome. It's awesome, to see him coming back in like a bigger role, because, for Scream 5 and 6, he was just a producer. And so now he's, playing more of a bigger role since he's the director. He's the director, and I believe Kevin Williamson could be good as a director for Scream 7, and maybe even better than Radio Silence, So I believe, overall, I believe he could be a good director. And I do believe he is going to be good. But as far as the writing goes for Scream 7, well, Kevin Williamson will he have a hand in the writing for Scream 7? I don't know. Guy Busick or James, I know it's because I'm not sure if it was Killjoy Jake's video, where he talked about like Guy or James being like the only writer for Scream 7. I'm not sure if it was him, but I do remember hearing something about that. About it was just either James or Guy, like one of them was just writing Scream 7. And so Kevin Williamson, he could be helping out with the writing. He could be helping either, whether it's James or Guy. Like I said, I don't really know, but I know it's one of them that is writing Scream 7 that, he could be helping out with the writing. And that would be awesome, because he hasn't wrote a Scream movie since Scream 4. And, he could make Scream 7 a better movie with his writing, because with just James or just a Guy, or even if it was both of them, their writing isn't as good. Their writing isn't as good as Kevin Williamson's. So Kevin Williamson could come in here and Kevin can make the writing for Scream 7 better and, help out with certain things that maybe he doesn't, he can help out with things that he doesn't think fit well within Scream 7. So, if he's going to be helping out with the writing and, just trying to improve it, I'll be happy with Kevin Williamson helping out with the writing for Scream 7. But as far as Neve Campbell goes, returning for Scream 7 as Sidney Prescott, like I said, that's some big news as well, because for Scream 6, she didn't return because of her not being paid. Then Spyglass comes and pays her I don't even know if they paid her the same amount that she wanted for Scream 6 or if they paid her more. I'm not even sure. But either way, she got the money she wanted and she's back. And so now we got Neve Campbell back as Sydney Prescott. She's returned. So what did they do for Sydney in Scream 7? Because that's a big thing. Because for me, I don't want Neve Campbell to come back and have some kind of with Scream 3 and Scream 4 they had Sydney be related to people. Like Roman was her half brother, Jill was her cousin. And I just don't, for Scream 7, I don't want a family member to be related to her and they're mad at her because of something with Maureen Prescott or something that I don't want it to be anything. I don't want it to be anything involving Maureen Prescott or a family member, So that's just my whole thing as far as that goes. But if they're not gonna, so for me personally, because when it comes to this whole Stu stuff, honestly, at this point, I'm not against them bringing him back. For the longest time, I was against them making his return. And now, honestly, I don't care. So if they want to bring back Stu for Scream 7, I'm fine with that. As long as they do it right, I'll be happy with that. And I'll enjoy it. And so it all just depends. It all just depends on execution, how they handle it. And I know a year and a half ago, Kevin Williamson was like, oh, Stu's dead and I'm not bringing, he's not coming back. Kevin Williamson said Stu's dead. But, he could have, if he's helping out with the writing in Scream 7, he could, be writing stuff in to bring him back for Scream 7. So it very well could have been a trick whenever Kevin Williamson said, that Stu's dead, or he could have changed his mind. Either one of those things could work for this case scenario for Stu coming back either way. And, as far as, Neve, because with Sydney, I want Sydney in the Scream 7 movie, and I want Mark Kincaid, and then the kids, and then Kirby, and then Gail, and then, kind of just have the main focus on Sydney, Kirby, Gail, and Mark Kincaid. Just those four. And if they want to, have some main focus on the kids as well, cool. But just leave it at that, though. Don't put so much screen time. Don't put so much screen time on other characters, because if they go this Stu route, what they can do is they can have 10 killers. Well, not 10 killers, but they can have I don't even know, 10 new characters within Scream 7, right? And 10 of these new characters, at least, I don't know, at least 5 of those characters get killed off. Then they can like have five of those characters get killed off. The other five, like, but then that leaves us with five more where we can guess who can be the killer. And little do we know that it's like the other five that are remaining, surviving, they're all in it. They're all killers. They're all, part of this cult of Ghostface with Stu, and they're targeting Sydney for whatever reason they're targeting her for. And yeah, they can just do this big thing. They can have a murder mystery with 10 new characters, and some of them get killed off while the other ones are basically five ghost faces along with Stu as the leader, as the mastermind for Scream 7. And that could work. It can. But, like I said, it depends on how they execute it. And, if they don't go the Stu route, because look, I'm not saying they have to, because I did say earlier that I'm not against them bringing him back, because I'm not. At this point, I've already been, I don't really care anymore if they bring him back. So, but I'm not saying they have to neither. Like, whatever direction they go, I just care if we get a good film for Scream 7. And, so that's my whole thing there. So for Scream 7, if they don't bring Stu back, they can, they can have some kind of, they can have, maybe 3 killers, right? Three killers in Scream 7, and they can, and if maybe 4 if they want to, I don't know, but I don't want 2 killers again for Scream 7, because we've already done that. The whole 2 killer thing has already been done 4 times, and Scream 6, they did the 3 killer thing. Scream 3, I know there was 1 killer. And I know there's theories and whatnot about Angelina being a second killer, but canonly, it's just Roman. So, but either way, we've already had 4 movies of 2 killers. So for Scream 7, I don't want them going back to the 2 killer thing. I would rather them go with the 3 killer thing again, or they can do 4 killers. Some people might even say 1, but depending on the location and how some of the kills are done, location and how the kills are done are really what would be determined for me going along with the 1 killer thing, because we can't have Ghostface teleporting and going from one place to another super fast, because then it's not going to make sense. So if they do the 1 killer thing, they're gonna have to make sure that the kills are not done in a way where it's like, oh my gosh, how did Ghostface get from this place to that place that quickly? That makes no sense, So they're gonna have to execute it properly to make it not confusing if there is 1 killer for Scream 7. And also, so I think the 1 killer thing, honestly, the 1 killer thing could work for Scream 7, but I just don't want the 2 killer thing being done again. And if they have 1 killer, 3 killers, 4 killers, regardless, the motive could be the killer or killers could want to be the best. They could want to be the best out of all the ghost faces within the whole franchise. They could, be wanting to be the scariest, the strongest, the one to finally end Sydney between, all the other ghost faces who have, pretty much failed besides Scream 6. But like they could have, like the Scream 7 killer or killers, you know, it would be cool if they made them idolize all the other past killers within the Scream franchise, because yeah, for Scream 6 they did make some kind of references to all the killers within the whole franchise. But we like the Scream 6 killers though, they didn't idolize any of the other killers really besides Billy or Stu. Like those Billy and Stu were the only ones that any of the killers in Scream 6 cared about. And so for Scream 7 they can make it that the killer or killers care about all the previous killers within the Scream franchise, and they want to be better than all the killers within the Scream franchise. They want to be the best. So they want to be better, they want to be the best, and they want to finally end Sydney for good. They want to put Sydney to the ground. They want to get rid of her completely. So I think that can be a good motive for Scream 7 as well, if they don't bring back Stu. So honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing that as well. But let me know right now. Let me know in the comments below. What would you rather see? Would you rather see the Stu, cult stuff with Scream 7 and multiple killers, and then Stu as the mastermind, and that whole thing? Or would you rather, you know, wait, hold on, guys. My bad. I don't know what happened. Dang. Anyways, hold on. Yeah. Anyways, so for Scream 7, would you rather the Stutz cult thing, or just like a killer or killers that want to be the best killer within the franchise? They want to be the best, and they want to be the one to finally end Sydney. They want to put Sydney to the ground. Would you rather that or the Stu stuff? Let me know in the comments below right now. And but if they go that route though, if they go that route of the killer or killers wanting, it has nothing to do with Stu, but it's the killer or killers wanting to just be the best, and they want to finally be the one to end Sydney. And if they go that route, what I want is I want 10 characters still. I still want 10 characters, new characters. And those, like, maybe two of, I don't know. Like, they can have one interesting character. Like, that one new interesting character. They get killed off. And then, throughout the film, another, just we get some of these newer characters killed, and I'm fine with that. For the new cast, for the new characters, I don't really care either way. If whether or not they're doing this whole cult stuff, or with Stu, whether they go that direction or not, I don't really care. What I care about is the focus mainly being on Sydney, Gail, Kirby, and Mark Kincaid. And if they want to put the kids in there, which I wouldn't mind, since we know that Sydney is a mom. So I wouldn't mind seeing like at least a scene or two with Sydney and the kids, or something to do with the kids. And but like they don't have to be a main focus. But as far as the new characters go, I can care less about the new characters. They can have like maybe one interesting character. They can have one interesting character and they get killed off. And that's that. But and then we can have all the other new characters get killed off. And then there's just a couple more suspects. There's still more characters. Because they have to make it so that there's enough characters within the film to guess from. If there's only like three or four people to guess on, well, if there's one killer, it can work. Because you can be guessing for so many people and you don't know for sure. You don't know unless they make it obvious, then you would know. But like if they have like two killers and there's only like three or four suspects, well, at least like two of them are gonna die and the other two are gonna be the killers. If there's three, one of them isn't the killer. If there's three, one of them isn't. And if there's four killers, well then all of them are the killers. And yeah, that would be shocking, but if there's not really anyone to guess on. And for Scream 7, I want them to, for this new film, I want them to be better with the murder mystery and have me guessing on who could be the killer. They can, that's why I want like 10 to 13 new characters within Scream 7. If they don't go this cult route with Stu, they can have like 10 to 13 new characters. Have some of them get killed off. Have some random extras, like random extras like the Scream 6 bodega scene with those three random characters getting killed. We can have extras within Scream 7 get killed. Most of the new characters get killed, but have enough suspects for me to guess from. Make it a murder mystery instead of only having limited options to choose from on who to guess. Like, oh, who's gonna be the killer? That's what I mean. And if they go the cult route, they can have if they go the cult route, then screw the screen time, for the killers, because if they don't go the cult route, you can be having a couple killers and some of the characters get killed off, but if they go three killers, right, for Scream 7, they can give them decent screen time. And all the other characters that were whatever, you can have one of them be interesting and they get killed off, but the rest of them, screw the screen time for all the other new characters. But make sure that Sydney, Gail Kirby, and Mark Kincaid and the killers get good screen time. And then if you want, you can have one character that isn't the killer that be interesting for a while, then they get killed off. But overall, screw the new characters, screw the screen time for them, and screw the screen time for any other extras that get killed off. And with the cult thing especially, because you're not going to be able to get screen time for a cult of killers. So it's whatever for all, if there's how many ever there's going to be if they go that route. Just screw the screen time for all the killers within that movie. Because if they have 5 killers and they have 10 new characters in total, like I said, kill off like two of them. Kill off two of them early on. Then we have like 8 characters to choose from on who can be the killer. And 3 of them are not going to be the killers. And then we can have random extras getting killed off, random characters, and just leave it at that. So if they go that cult route, they can do that. Like 5 killers and then, other characters that get killed off plus random extras. And it'll be good. For me personally. And even if they don't go the cult route with Stu, similar thing, like I said. So, if Gale comes back, if Kirby comes back, they got to give Kirby and Gale more screen time, better screen time, and give them more to do in Scream 7. Because in Scream 6, they didn't really do anything. Gale and Kirby didn't really do anything. So for Scream 7, I want to see them do more. And Mark Kincaid, I want to see him do more. I want to see him come back. I want to see him return. So those are my thoughts on, Neve Campbell returning for Scream 7 and Kevin Williamson, being the director. So let me know what you guys think, though, because I'm excited. I'm excited about all this news, and I'm excited for Scream 7. And so, yeah, I'm watching Scream 7, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. But let me know your ideas. Let me know your ideas in the comments below. And yeah, comment down below what you think about all this information that I said in this video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.